Well, Italy is a ticking time bomb ready to explode. And who could have seen this coming? Oh, we did. And reported on this last year, by the way. We warned then that dozens of volcanoes set to explode across southern Italy in the Campi Flegrei area, the volcanic depression area. But all eyes, of course, on Mount Etna, which just exploded this weekend once again. It happened 10 months ago. Everyone's saying, acting like, oh my God, this is like such something new. Oh my God, Mount Etna exploding. This is a distraction, though, from the real story, which we'll get to in a second here, and people need to pay attention to. And I have a question for the Italian government. Like, why are you not warning the people of Italy to move, to get out of this location? Because all signs point to a devastating cataclysm that's about to happen in Italy. So what's really going on in Italy? Well, on Monday, yesterday, June 2nd, Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, so nothing really surprising here, erupted, sending a massive ash plume into the sky, prompting tourists to flee its slopes. These people running for their lives. Oh my God. I mean, what would you guys do with this? So you get really, I don't know if you know about Pompeii. I mean, you really can't outrun this stuff. So just get running as fast as you can.
Personally, I wouldn't recreate on active volcanoes. That's kind of one of my rules.
How boring, Phillips.
Yeah, it's one of your rules. Yeah. Stay away from gluten and don't recreate on active volcanoes. It's lessons to live by.
What a stiff he is.
I know. You don't like camp on an active volcano? Did you guys
I don't know. And I mean,
2 in the morning, I hear some rumbling.
I don't even go up.
Sound?
I don't even go up Mount St. Helens because that terrified me as a kid, and I was like nowhere near here. So, and it's like I can see Mount Helens from here. So.
Well, Mount St. Helens, the dome continues to grow there too, so you might want to.
So good call.
Yeah, you're kind of like living near the epicenter there, Philip. You might want to rethink this. Anyway, this eruption originated from the southeast crater of Mount Etna, triggered by a partial collapse that led to pyroclastic flows, lava fountains. Again, 9 or 10 months ago, the same thing happened, although it looked a little bit different. Massive eruption. Okay, so Mount Etna, not a huge deal, right? See it regularly. Even also the Stromboli volcano, which is considered, I think, one of the world's most active volcanoes in Italy, continues to erupt, although there's been some major deformations recently in the Stromboli volcano, so that's been changing and maybe potentially getting a lot worse there. But again, these two, kind of active, we all know about them. Great. But the real deal is 550 kilometers away near Naples, next to Mount Vesuvius. And again, Mount Vesuvius gets all the attention. Oh, Mount Vesuvius, it's great, beautiful. It's a conical volcano. It's kind of dormant, and we haven't seen it explode in 39,000 years or whatever, but it's fine. But the real story is Campi Flegrei that is ready to explode. Last year, there were warning signs started showing with seismic experts pointing to a major event that was coming that could wipe out southern Italy, could wipe it off the map. Here's what we reported over a year ago. Watch. Look how much younger I look. And the Italian government is sending all sorts of mixed signals about this. But one thing is abundantly clear. Italy needs to start mass evacuations right now or expect a huge loss of life thanks to a hotbed of volcanic activity. Thanks to 24 separate volcanoes that are showing dangerous signs of exploding. So in April of 2024, southern Italy, over 600 earthquakes recorded over a few days, the most ever recorded in a single month. Crustal deformation in Campi Flegrei indicates potential seismic activity. The decrustification, the deformation in Campi Flegrei area suggests seismic episodes. And when experts studied the integrity of the ground, they found that it had decreased dramatically. The integrity had decreased dramatically. Think of it like a cracking eggshell. Even a small amount of seismic activity could cause this magma to flow in a massive way, a massive eruption. Italian news reports have been highlighting these earthquakes for months, and so have tourists been posting like, hey, we were there. We smelled all the sulfur. There's cracks in our middle of the night. We've earthquakes, and there's cracks down the side of our hotel room. We were glad to leave Italy. Watch this news report.
Questo che abbiamo trovato a terra stamattina, tutti gli espositori con la merce a terra. Qua è lungo il corridoio, dove ci sono tutte le batterie a terra, tutte capovolte.
Earthquakes. building destruction.
A Pozzuoli, Luigi ha il negozio di autoricambi di fronte a quello di Antonio, che sta guardando sul suo telefonino.
But this is happening on a regular basis. So people who've had their heads stuck in the sand are claiming that there are no signs of an eruption because there's no clear upward magma intrusion. There's no giant cone that's shooting out of the ground. What they don't understand is that Campi Flegrei is a 15-kilometer wide depression, like a cauldron. It's not a typical shield or a cone volcano. So going back to 1948, by the way, Billy Meyer had published warnings about this, that this was going to come to Italy. Published this in 1948 in copyrighted material, so you can actually verify it for yourself in the 1940s. And then he wrote again about it in the 1980s. This is why we've been tracking this story. He's written about it. It's copyright verifiable. It's happening. Maybe time to pay attention to this, or a lot of people are going to die. He's written extensively about the coming destruction of Europe. And what he wrote is happening right now. You can dive deeper into the Billy Meyer materials and prove it, verify it for yourself if you want. It's all public. It's going to blow your mind, actually, if you're open. Some of you are very familiar with Billy Meyer, because I hear from you on a regular basis. You say, hey, thanks for covering the Billy Meyer materials. Others of you might not be ready for that. That's okay. We're all at different stages of awakening to these things. One day before the Etna explosion, a piece hit the news about Campi Flegrei. So this was before Mount Etna hit this weekend, calling it basically a sleeping giant. Naples and the burning fields, supervolcanoes, sulfur, and the sleeping giants. How there are 24 underground volcanoes near Naples that are sleeping giants, showing signs right now of waking up. So maybe don't buy some real estate near Mount Vesuvius at this point, or anywhere near Campi Flegrei in this massive area. And you think about it, you think about how this hit and how we basically descended into a dark period with mass extinction events. When you have this tens of thousands of people being killed the last time this goes off, widespread famine. Heck, I even mentioned the book I've mentioned here a couple of times, really a great book about in the early 1800s in Indonesia. Mm-hmm. The summer without, no, what was it called? The Year Without Summer.
Year Without a Summer.
The Year Without Summer. It's a really great book, and talks about, of course, the volcano that unfolded in Indonesia. And there was famine around the world. I mean, look at what happened to China as a result of this one volcano going off. What happened in New England in the middle of summer during that year? We had snow in New England, wiped out entire crops. So a massive 24 volcano cauldron going off in Italy. It wouldn't just affect Italy. It would affect all of Europe, and it would affect the world as a result. So I think we should pay attention to this.
Okay, I'm paying attention.
Hopefully we will. Let me know your thoughts on this.